Okay, guys, KGP here, weekend update. I want to thank all of you for following along in the stream this week. We had a good week, man. Not necessarily AMC GME type week, but we had a good week in the way that all the indicators, all the charts, in everything that we're watching, essentially, is showing great signs of upside moves for the next week. One of them being fun. Just go over some of these before we get into AMC GME. But if you tuned into the live stream that we did yesterday, I just kind of went over everything that we're looking at and how bullish everything is looking. So everything looks great, guys. And I know now at this point everyone's calling for a squeeze next week, this kind of thing, which is fine. But I'm looking at the market as a whole, and especially like IWM. So we've been nailing IWM exactly bar for bar almost for the past couple weeks here. So I really think we got a good grasp on what's coming for the overall market, which should tell us the story about what's coming for AMC GME. Bitcoin, everything. So, because Bitcoin's running on the weekend right now, I'll show you quickly kind of what I got for this is IWM, small caps, SPY, same thing. Everything's following this original crash fractal. So when we called the crash all the way down, a lot of people were calling for deeper levels down here, but this thing kind of just followed this fractal kind of perfectly. So we're just continuing this fractal. And IWM, QQQ, SPY, everything's working out pretty good here. So gets us into what's going to happen with crypto, because crypto is, I say it time and time again, XRP is what, right? XRP is liquidity for this market. So what we've been waiting for primarily is this breakout here. Now we should see some sideways action before going up, but XRP will be liquidity. Now, is it going to be closer to June 10th? Probably. It'll go up with the memes, just like it did last time. Maybe it went a little bit before the memes last time, but essentially around the same time. And here's your Bitcoin. So everything seems to be kind of going as planned, albeit a little bit slower, but we are getting some, big moves out of certain stocks. This is AVGO, expecting a big move here very shortly. Looking for this triangle here. Great moves from AVGO. I know a lot of people are calling for Tesla dips lately. I don't see it that way personally. I see a V recovery on Tesla. That's just me. I know a lot of people are calling for Bitcoin dips. I don't see it either. I see pretty much bullishness all the way until January for pretty much everything. UAVS is having a good move. We've been watching this one for a very long time. We're finally getting this move, which is great. GEVO is just starting to take off, which is very good. Like a lot of these things that we're watching right now are just very close to taking off. Fun is already broken out, as you can see here. Okay, rid of that. That's just a support line. But you can see Fun has pretty much gone as planned. Took a little longer than expected as well, but also coming out as planned. RUM is breaking out of its wedge. DJT is looking great. I see a couple other people following this pattern. But this thing is looking pretty good for a move. So I'm expecting a solid, 1.5 move to consolidation to an upside move later on. Fully expecting this thing to play out very well. So also Bion has worked out great. I know we had a rough day on Friday when everything else went up. Bion went down, but I do foresee a strong move with GME, AMC, same as Newell. Newell has actually followed very well. So Newell is looking like it wants to get a punk. So I expect something in the realm of, I don't care how you feel about it. There's something to this BBBY thing, and I think it's going to happen soon. So Looking forward to actually Jake 2B's stream tonight, so, or whatever they call it, space or whatever. So I'm interested in what that guy has to say about this. I don't talk about it much because what's the point? Shares are gone, all that kind of stuff. But I do believe something will happen with it. NNOX did very well last Friday. I'm actually expecting a big breakout here. NNOX, not many people talk about this one, but I'm pretty bullish on it. And Palantir had a nice V recovery. I am expecting one more dip. Some people say Tesla will do the same fractal, where it does a dip and then a rip. It's possible, but I do foresee. I don't see these ones making a big, lower low at all. RGTI still waiting on this one as well. Carvana is doing just great, but it did have a dip, fully expected though. And expecting big things out of Carvana as well. Root had a really good day, 10%. I'm wondering if this one might shock people. I am following a different fractal on this one. I'm following this one, which is great. Fully expect a big move. But I am following actually a Carvana fractal. And I do think, whoops, I'm way out here. I do think that this whole portion here is this portion here. And we could see a big kind of move and then just sit here above this trend line for a bit. But I'm waiting to see the move first. I want to see how high it goes before I get too committed on which fractal I want to follow here. So MSTR, Chewy, Riot, Mara both look really good on Friday, following fairly well. Riot especially. I think Riot is in for a move to 15 bucks very soon. Very soon. HIMS did exactly what I predicted here a while ago. So when this was here, I did say it was going to retest the top, retest the bottom, and come up here. Now, what I did not expect is this thing to sit up here. So I'm expecting a gap up on HIMS to 75-ish, and sit there. So or I could be off, and this was the move, and we're sitting kind of right in here. Either way, we're getting a move to 72 plus coming very soon, in my opinion. So excited about that. NVAX as well. It broke out of the wedge, retesting, waiting for a big move on NVAX as well. And actually, I think we're in here. I don't know how. Oh, I'm on a 1 hour chart. So I think we're in here. We could see a little bit of consolidation in here first and then break, which really reminds me actually of XRP. If you look at how XRP is set with the breakout, and then it goes sideways for a little bit like this, see that? Very much like NVAX for some reason. Not really sure why. I don't see a correlation between the two, but I'm watching that just for fun, just to see if there's some sort of relationship there. I just find that too coincidental. It could be a market thing. But anyway, Space had a good move. We were watching Space, called that one out, I think, in the name of the live stream a couple days ago. But we had the first initial move, and then it kind of just petered out. I think I might have gone a bit ahead of myself as usual. I think we could be in here. And waiting for just another big move, creating higher highs, lower low, or higher lows and higher highs, and waiting for this. That's kind of what I'm thinking, but it did shock me a little bit that this thing went down so much so fast after the news of Tesla. But that's the other thing. We got some Elon Musk news and Trump fighting in here, so it kind of affected Space. But then I think Elon recanted his Dragon company or something like that. So it might have affected that a bit. So we'll see. Plug also doing very well. Archer also doing very well. Archer actually did the breakout of the wedge, and this will look a little confusing to people, but I do believe we're in here, and we're looking for a pullback here and I even put the marker here to give me a warning, and pullback and then up. We might see a little up move before we see a pullback and then up, but either way, Archer had a breakout of this wedge and the macro curved parabolic curve. So we got 1, 2, 3 touches waiting to come up here, maybe 4 touches there, and continue on. So Archer looks extremely bullish, more of a long-term play. ChargePoint had a great rebound off of the earnings. Everyone, a lot of people were worried about the earnings. I said, don't worry about it. It's going to bounce back, and it is on its way. Kind of like a rounded bottom, almost. Inverse head and shoulders, whatever you want to call it. But we are getting this move. So we should get continuation on ChargePoint very shortly. Another one I'm looking at is SOUN. So this is the same kind of pattern, more of a long play, but I am expecting something like this on SOUN. Right, kind of like this. Breakout of the wedge, kind of like what you see with Archer and NVAX. We should get a breakout of this wedge sometime in the next week, week and a half. So it's just waiting on this one, waiting for that breakout before we see any more upside. So lots to go over. Everyone always asks me, why don't you talk about Holo and MLGO? Well, they just keep going down until they don't, right? Especially like MLGO, waiting on this. It did break out of the wedge, waiting for the retest, and boom. I know a lot of people don't like this stock. A lot of people come into the chat and talk crap about it, but I think you're going to be surprised when this thing starts running. You'll jump on board later. Same with Holo, same thing. Fully expecting a dip and rip. You can see it here. It's following a certain stock now. You can really see it, and I'm very interested to see how this thing goes. It's following the market more or less, and when that starts happening, it's going to be bullish because, as I showed you with SPY, IWM, and QQQ, Holo will start pumping with the market now. It is moving with the market, which is different. It's what you, I guess, I wasn't expecting it, but I'm not sad to see it because I know what the market's going to do. So we'll see how Holo goes with that as well. Bullish on drones. You guys know I'm bullish on drones. So UAVS, Archer, all of these stocks, I'm very bullish on this. UUU as well. I'm bullish on uranium. So looking forward to some of these small caps. SNDL looks beautiful. If you guys are not paying attention on what's going on with SNDL, it's crazy. I really like this pattern, and it's following exactly. And I'm very bullish on SNDL going into August. So it should be a fun one to watch. Okay, AMC, GME. If you didn't see my live yesterday, I'm going to kind of try and repeat what I did. It never works as well. I don't know why. I seem to do a lot better on the fly than I do when I try and plan something out, which is why I never retake any of these videos. Any video that you see on YouTube, I do it once, and that's it. I don't add stuff. I don't do any fluff, man. I don't care if you like or subscribe. I just don't care. I just do this for information until I don't. But my theory on AMC and GME are the same. This is the GME 2020 fractal. I still think AMC is following GME. I know everyone's watching the May fractal or the 2020 fractal for each stock on their own, and that's fine. I could be wrong, but so far I think I'm pretty dead on. This is AMC, this fractal is GME, and this is what I'm expecting. So I am expecting a pump up, pull back, retest, and then go. And then go. I think we should be hitting up in here, the 10 plus range, maybe higher. What do I know? As soon as this thing starts going, sky's the limit, in my opinion, but it will go. It will go. So I think we're going to see a little slower of a reaction on AMC than we are on GME, but this is primarily what I'm thinking is going to happen, and I will show you why I think this, okay? So what I'm going to take you to now is the daily chart. Before I get into GME a little bit here, this is the daily chart, okay, on AMC. Now, what I've done is I've taken the liberty, I showed this in the stream, so if you really want to see an in-depth, go to yesterday's stream. I left it non-private for a bit. I'm going to copy this. This is just a bars chart, bars pattern of AMC on a daily. Okay, I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go to GME. Okay, and I'm going to paste it onto here. Now, what I'm trying to prove to you here is AMC and GME are following the exact same pattern, you guys, with slight variations, but essentially the same chart, and I think it has to do with AMC swaps. And I think it has to do with, I've actually tracked this pattern all the way over here. And I actually think that they've been using AMC to suppress GME for a long time before they ever squeezed, or vice versa. It could be GME, used to put down AMC, and I'm going to show you why. So if you actually look at this pattern right here, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. Now, what I'm going to do, instead of GME pumping here, I don't know what happened here, but something happened where AMC flew in late May, early June, and AMC flew and GME stood still. It just stood still. Now I'm going to pull this fractal down and show you bar for bar almost. I don't even need to pull it down. I could just show you like this, but bar for bar, this thing has followed all the way through. Now the difference is probably the CEO. You know how I feel about Adam Aaron. I think he's crappy. Ryan Cohen did much better job. The difference, I think, main difference is that the shareholders voted for dilution on GME where they didn't on AMC, and Adam Aaron made people pay for that for the next 4 years. And which, whatever, is what it is. But you can see bar for bar, this AMC chart on GME follows all the way till about here, and then AMC dumps, where this is where the APE, preferred equity, all that kind of stuff happened. And AMC kind of went down with the ship here. Now, taking GME fractal, which is, actually, sorry, this is AMC on top of GME. This is the one I'm following. So I think they've actually swapped positions in what they are, protecting. I don't know how this is going to go, but whether AMC is suppressing GME or GME is suppressing AMC, I don't really care. But they've reversed the fractals. They've reversed the algo, because this is AMC on top of GME. And if you can see this, then you understand. This is following, I don't know exactly, man. I don't know if you guys can see what I see, but this thing is following exactly. So if someone can explain to me why these fractals are following exactly the same, but reversed, that would be great, because I am not a very smart person when it comes to swaps or anything like that. But there's a reason why they're reverse fractaled. They're reversed. So if someone wants to shed some light into that, I'd be more than happy to entertain it, because it's not my field of expertise. I just look at crayon drawings that my kids draw, and hope for the best. So now you know what I know. Not financial advice, just drawings that my kid drew. So I hope that you find some of this useful. If not, don't worry about it, man. Just take the good, leave the bad. Have a great weekend. We will see you tomorrow.